Gravedigger Blues, Noahide books. Now, Saruvim had to bury his cat, Mr. Whiskers, and because he died, and it was sad. Why did he die? And he'd worked out from conversation with Jesus and other people, including Christabel and stuff, that he hadn't paid Mr. Whiskers enough attention for quite a while. Mr. Whiskers was very old, and he used to pray to Mr. Whiskers, but it had been a long time, and he carked it. But he got Jesus around who prayed over the grave, and Mr. Whiskers sprung up back to life. And Saruvim learned that he had to take care of his pussy. Got to take care of that. Got to get it some attention, give it a stroke, give it a pet, feed it, and play with it, and take care of Mr. Whiskers. So he had Gravedigger Blues for a while, but it didn't last that long because Mr. Whiskers came back to life. Now, as time passed, Saruvim sat down in his den and wrote down on some paper in a notebook ideas to keep himself busy enough with Mr. Whiskers, attention to his cat ideas. He'd done a little bit of research with online websites of animal care, and he realized that he had to keep it in good health and feed it properly and things like that. Naturally, take care of the cat's well-being. But he had to play with it. So he bought he wrote down to buy little things like little play mouses and little trinkets which he could throw at the cat and play around with the cat. And of course he knew that cats love string. And he wrote down, get some string for the cat. He wrote down a number of ideas to play with the cat. And he thought about, well, what else can we do with animals? I mean, he realized that they were God's creation. And he realized that they had a life of their own, but they'd like to interact with humans. So he thought about meowing. It was a little bit immature to Saruvim. It wasn't quite the done thing for what the son of Alexander Darvanius was all about. But he looked at Mr. Whiskers one afternoon and went, meow. And the cat, Mr. Whiskers' hair went up and stared at Saruvim. Saruvim assumed that the cat was thinking, what the hell has got into my master? But he didn't understand cat body language that much yet. Mr. Whiskers didn't exactly talk to him. But he tried meow, and that seemed to work to get the cat's attention at time to time. So he'd do meow and go push, 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 pull, push, and things like that. And he'd play around with it, and he'd get the string, and he'd like to tie the little cloth mice that he had to the end of string and throw it down, and the cat would chase it and he'd pull it along. And from then on, he didn't have Gravedigger Blues. He started to come up with things to do with the cat, to give it enough attention, to keep it amused, and to have a happy relationship in his household with his little pussycat, Mr. Whiskers.